The US and China have a long history of trade. For decades, this relationship fueled global growth. China became the world's factory, making low-cost goods. The US, a consumer powerhouse, provided a huge market. This dynamic intertwined the two economies. However, tensions have been brewing. The US, under successive administrations, has expressed concerns. These concerns revolve around trade imbalances and China's economic practices. The US argues that China hasn't played fair on the global stage. The situation escalated into a trade war. Tariffs, essentially taxes on imports, were imposed by both sides. This action disrupted supply chains and increased costs. The trade war signaled a shift in the global economic landscape. The impact of this strained relationship extends far beyond tariffs. It represents a fundamental change in the global economic order. The future of globalization itself is at stake. China's import policies are changing. The country is moving away from its reliance on Western markets. This shift is partly driven by the trade war. It also reflects China's long-term strategic goals. China is actively seeking new trading partners. It is strengthening ties with countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. This diversification reduces China's dependence on the US. It also creates new opportunities for developing nations. Furthermore, China is focusing on domestic consumption. It wants its own people to buy more goods and services. This strategy reduces its reliance on exports. It also aims to create a more balanced and sustainable economic model. This shift in China's import landscape has profound implications. It signals a move towards a multipolar world. In this new world, economic power is more evenly distributed. China's push for self-sufficiency is multifaceted. It encompasses various sectors from technology to agriculture. The country aims to reduce its vulnerability to external pressures. It wants to control its own destiny. In technology, China is investing heavily in research and development. It wants to become a leader in fields like artificial intelligence and 5G. This drive for technological independence concerns the US, which sees China as a competitor. China is also prioritizing food security. It is increasing domestic agricultural production and diversifying its food sources. This strategy aims to protect China from potential disruptions in global food supplies. This drive for self-reliance is a defining characteristic of China's current economic policy. It has the potential to reshape global trade patterns and redefine the balance of power. The trade war and China's economic shift have impacted the US. Some sectors, like agriculture, have been hit particularly hard. American farmers have lost a major export market. The technology sector is also feeling the pressure. Restrictions on trade with China have disrupted supply chains. This disruption has slowed down innovation and increased costs for US companies. The energy sector has also experienced volatility. China is a major consumer of energy. Its shifting policies have created uncertainty in global energy markets. These economic tremors highlight the interconnectedness of the US and Chinese economies. They also underscore the potential consequences of decoupling. Section 5. Data speaks. Quantifying the global impact. The impact of the US-China trade war is evident in economic data. Global trade growth has slowed, uncertainty has increased, making businesses hesitant to invest. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, estimates that the trade war has reduced global GDP by a significant margin. This reduction represents billions of dollars in lost economic output. Expert analysis supports these findings. Economists warn that the trade war is a lose-lose situation. It harms both the US and China, as well as the global economy. The data paints a clear picture. The trade war has had a tangible and negative impact on the global economy. It serves as a cautionary tale about the risks of protectionism. Section 6. Beyond the dollar, China's currency play. China is challenging the dominance of the US dollar. It is promoting the use of its own currency, the yuan, in international trade. This move could have significant geopolitical implications. China is also accumulating gold reserves. Gold is seen as a safe haven asset. This accumulation could be a hedge against a decline in the value of the dollar. These actions suggest that China is preparing for a future where the dollar is less influential. This shift could lead to a more multipolar international monetary system. The outcome of this currency competition remains uncertain. However, it is a key aspect of the ongoing economic rivalry between the US and China. Section 7. The global landscape, new alliances, new opportunities. The shifting dynamics between the US and China are creating new opportunities. Countries are reassessing their alliances and seeking to diversify their economic relationships. Southeast Asia in particular is emerging as a key player. The region is benefiting from China's growing appetite for imports. It is also attracting investment from companies seeking to diversify their supply chains. The European Union is also navigating this new landscape. It is seeking to balance its economic ties with both the US and China while asserting its own strategic autonomy. This evolving global landscape presents both challenges and opportunities. It requires adaptability, strategic thinking, and a willingness to forge new partnerships. Section 8. A fork in the road, navigating the future of US-China trade. The future of US-China trade relations is uncertain. The two countries are at a crossroads. They can choose cooperation or continued confrontation. Dialogue and diplomacy are crucial. Both sides need to address their concerns through negotiation and compromise. A return to a rules-based trading system would benefit the entire world. However, there are also voices calling for decoupling. They argue that the US and China are on an inevitable collision course. They advocate for reducing economic interdependence. The path chosen will have profound implications for the global economy. A cooperative approach offers the best hope for a stable and prosperous future. Section 9. Conclusion. A new world order in the making? The US-China trade war is a symptom of a larger shift. The world is moving towards a more multipolar system. Power is becoming more diffuse. This new world order presents both opportunities and challenges. It demands adaptability, strategic thinking, and a commitment to multilateralism. The future will be shaped by how countries navigate these complexities. The choices made today will determine the course of the global economy for generations to come.